I've been recording, Kevin, and I don't think it's recorded, so I'll check. This isn't a repeat. So this is a peninsula sticking out into a bay that's got sand islands that protect us from the Pacific waves. So I'm just going out for a walk. I've got a cold from the flight to take you to the yacht club where I'm going to learn to sail dinghies. They've got lessons for adults. But there's a big yacht club I saw by bus yesterday at the other end of the island. Well, I think this is this dinghy yacht club. So I've got Skype all ready to go. Karen understands, having worked in registered social landlords companies, that they can't take over somebody's leasehold flat because they don't own it. And I discovered, like you might have read, I don't know whether you read my emails, but there's a website for tenants saying that a landlord commits all these offences under the Protection of Eviction and Harassment Act if he does this, this and this. And I wrote 20 of them, and I got to the middle, and there it was, forcing the tenant to sign a document that loses his flat. The injunction, they forced me to sign it. So there's the evidence. I've got it in writing. I've won. So it's in the email that I sent to the Ombudsman. Found it late last night or the night before. Just luck. You know, you just Google websites on unlawful eviction. And you say, well, this looks interesting, and click on it. You read through it, and it's so boring, upsetting. And there's the answer. So forcing me to sign an injunction is unlawful eviction. So I'll get Karen and you to work on that over the next year, to have it, you know, backed up by the law, and see what you decide you want to do. So I've had terrible sleeps with jet lag, but I'm a free man. I'm a free man, Kevin. Long last. No bills, no arrears. God, they got the 7,000 again. They've wiped those. But here's a legal one for you. They in the injunction said I wouldn't have to pay for the cost of the refurbishment work to the building and to my flat, which they've told me is 135,000. So they're wiping that. They have to, because they're not doing a Section 20 notice, because they're stupid. Can't be bothered. They don't want us to know what's going on. So we don't have a say what happens in our flats. But so if I've been saved 135,000 and I only have to pay 10,000 because it's capped for lease, right to buy leaseholders, they can't charge you more than 10 grand for major works. The others who bought in, they got the full whack. So I should get the difference in cash. So I've asked, I've written a lot of emails to James, but he's been on holiday up until now. So if you or Simon get a chance to read the injunction and see all the threats of the costs I will run up by not moving out, by having the building, you know, renting all them steel doors they put on all the doors, ready to hand it over to the builder, the contractor, they were going to charge that against my lease. So that's extortion and blackmail and unwarranted demand with menaces. So that's why, and it's fraud because of making, I've forgotten what the words are, by making something demands, making statements. Yeah, they're wrong. Anyway, There's that's why I've always been telling you about the Fraud Act, because James said, when I mentioned after I signed up and we had a coffee, I said about fraud. So, what fraud? What fraud? There's no fraud. I've never read the Fraud Act. He didn't want me to know about it, the bastard. So that's 10 years. So it's 2 years for unlawful eviction. So I'm knocking them up, Kevin, because I've got all this evidence. All my stuff's in storage. God, the fuckers aren't going to pay. They haven't paid this next instalment. So here we are. I'll send this to you now when I get home. The sun beats down, it's very high, it's August, but it's still right at the top of the arc. So I'll stop here and that's 6 minutes, and I'll take one when I get to the dinghies.